Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening. This is the 5th video of this Java series. In this video, I will cover how to get user input using a scanner object. So first, we need to import the package into Java that contains the scanner object. Usually import packages at the top of the program, and they are used to bring in additional objects that are not in the default virtual machine. So at the top, we're going to put in import java.util.scanner. Capitalize the scanner. Okay, so now we're able to access that code, and it must be above the class statement. Once we have that imported, we need to actually create a scanner object to use. Like the example I made in the first video, we need to create a cookie using this scanner cookie cutter. So inside the main, we're going to type in scanner input. So we're creating a scanner object, and we're going to say this is a new object, and it's going to use the keyboard or the input from the user as its input, where it's going to get its data. Okay? This code creates the object and stores it in the variable input. So this is your object name right here. Okay? So now let's actually use it. Well, let's create a variable to actually hold a string. Let's say string text. Okay? And let's give the user a quick prompt to type in. So we'll do system.out.print. Enter the name of an animal. And I use a little quote or the colon there to give it a little more flair. And we'll close that off and then do the semicolon at the end. Notice how we use print instead of print line. If we did print line, it will put the cursor that the user prints on or types in on the next line. Instead of on this way, it will have the user type in right next to the prompt. Okay, now let's set up the input. Let's say text equals input dot next. Now next is a method in the scanner object, and it grabs the next available string that gets typed in. Okay, now after it's been typed in, we'll do another system.out.print line this time, and we'll just repeat what the user has put typed in. So we'll say user has chosen and then we'll add the addition sign and then text. Okay, so let's go ahead and run that. And notice how the cursor down here is blinking. This actually means that the program wants input from somebody. So let's say we want to type in dog and hit enter. Down here at the bottom, it'll say user has chosen dog. All right, now we can use the same object that we created for multiple inputs. Okay, so let's say system.out.print what is your favorite color, and we'll do another text equals input.next, and then we'll repeat what the user has typed out again. User has chosen plus text semicolon at the end. All right. So if we run that again, enter the name of an animal. So we're going to do the animal thing again, and then it's going to ask us a color, and we'll say blue, and it spits out blue. All right. You can also grab other types of data, such as integers or doubles. So let's do system.out.print and we'll do enter a number. Okay. And we'll say int num, and num equals input dot next int. Notice how the method has changed. Instead of just next, now it's next int. So it's going to take the text that the user inputs, or yeah, it's going to take that text that the user inputs and look for numbers. So we'll do a system.out.print line, and we'll just say user has chosen again plus this time num. Okay, so we'll go ahead and run that. Enter name of an animal, do the dog, blue again, and then we'll get to the number. Oh, that should have been print line. Let's fix that really quick. Then run. And we'll run that again. Okay. Dog, blue, and now it's back on the next number. Okay. So enter a number, and we'll say 5. User has chosen 5. And that data will actually get stored in the num, and you can actually do some math operations on it. So let's say we want to do system.out.println, and we'll say number times 4. Okay. And then we'll add num times 4 at the end. Notice how I didn't actually set a variable and then multiply it. I actually just did the multiplication right here. You can do that as well. Totally legal. We'll go ahead and run that. Enter name of an animal, dog, blue, and then enter a number. Let's say 6 this time. And then the user has chosen 6, and then it's going to multiply that 6 times 4, and we get the 24. All right. But what if a user, what if the user does not follow the rules? Well, let's say he puts in a letter. Well, then it's going to error out, because you cannot store a letter or a character or string in a integer container. And we'll figure out how to get around that eventually. I'll show you in a couple videos. I'll show you how to get to that to keep the user on track. All right. Well, that's pretty much it. That's how you get input from a user. Thank you for watching. Feel free to leave any comments or questions below, and I'll see you in the next video.